Hi, WhatsApp or real-time messaging service is one of the commonly asked interview questions. So, before jumping straight into the answer, just sit back for a moment and think what are the core features you will include, like if the message has not been delivered, then what will be the retention period, how you will manage data localization, how you will manage the rules and the guidelines provided by the government of that country. So, let's note down few of the features which we are going to consider. So one of the core feature is one-to-one message. Then the status of the message, whether the message is been sent, delivered, and if the recipient has received the message, then double tick mark with blue symbol. Whether we should allow sending photos and videos. Then data privacy. So what is data privacy? Data privacy is to store the data. Like, should WhatsApp store the data for like lifetime, or it should store the data for particular amount of time, then it should delete it. So in general, WhatsApp store data for 7 days. So you might have noticed that you have sent a message to a person like 1 month or 2 months back, and they didn't came online. So after like few months when they come online, those messages are never delivered because it has been deleted from the queue of WhatsApp like after 7 days or like after 15 days. So they doesn't bother to keep your message. So how they track is like they will just maintain a message ID for that message, and if it has been delivered, then just mark it as a delivered. Another thing is like we need to consider data localization. So what is data localization? Data localization is the act or the law which makes any company to store the data from where it is originated. So when a user A is sending a message, suppose that message is being sent from India and the device is also in India, then the servers which will store the message like the RabbitMQ or any server which store the message, that need to be physically present in India. Whether it can be a cloud computing or an on-premise service, but that server need to be physically present in India. So let's deep dive into the feature. Here user A and user B has been onboarded to WhatsApp platform. They have registered through their phone number. So when A tries to send message X to B, A makes a HTTP request to the WhatsApp server. These requests are not directly handled by the server. For scalability and loads are maintained by load balancer. We'll call it here LB. So LB is responsible for directing this request to the particular server. Once the server receives the request, it checks the authentication token to verify if the request is originated from A. So it stores all the session ID in Redis cache. The next request from A may or may not be handled by server 1. In case on high load, we can add multiple servers under the load balancer, but all the servers to same Redis server for session validation. Once validated, it gets the recipient number, address from A, the request payload, and puts it in the queue. All these are RabbitMQ, which maintains in FIFO, that is first in first out data structure. Now the user B keeps on polling data. It can be either like every 500 milliseconds or like 100 milliseconds, and makes a get HTTPS request and check if any new message in the queue. So at the initial stage, this message will be marked as sent with one single tick mark. Once B received it, it is acknowledged and the flag is marked to received with double tick, and if B has read the message, it will be marked as blue double tick. This need to be handled in server side. So for this we require a database. So we will not be storing the message. So we will assign a message ID to the message. And to abide by the data law, we will configure the RabbitMQ in such a way that it will maintain a data for at least 7 days. And upon message not delivered after 7 days, those message will be lost. So in the database, we'll only store the message ID and the read status like sent, ST, or like delivered, and then blue tick with like delivered and read. Similarly, we will upload photos and videos. So this will also go through the same HTTPS request through multi-part video or photo upload. And for data localization, what we will do is like we may have some complex scenarios, like if it is a group, or like person A is in India and person B is in Sweden. So in that case, what we'll do, so once person A sends a message, so in that case we will store the queue, that is a RabbitMQ, in Indian server. So it will means like log everything, like what are the messages and what time it has been sent. And so once it has been read by B, who is residing in Sweden, what we can do is like we will delete the data from Indian server, and then B will have it uploaded in either Google Drive or iCloud in Sweden, any of the servers located in Sweden. So this is a quick design of how WhatsApp or WeChat or like Hike and Facebook Messenger or any other instant messenger app works. So we have covered almost all the basic topics like sending and receiving message. So we can include more advanced topics like video call features, audio call features. So this goes to defined means of communication. Few of the advanced concept like data localization, data privacy, we had already covered. So the WhatsApp application is written in Erlang and hosted on FreeBSD, which is an operating system. For servers, they have used YOS and Lite TPD, and web development is done using PHP and XMPP. That's all for this tutorial. See you again in next video how to design a parking lot management system. Thanks.